The world is excited to witness the ICC World Cup 2023 first semi-finals, which will be played at Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai on Wednesday afternoon between India and New Zealand. Today we have with us the group editor of Herald Publications, Mr. Sujay Gupta, who will provide us with some key insights and analysis of this highly anticipated match.
Well, there are two words that need to be taken into account. One is a knockout stage of an ICC tournament, and secondly, the team New Zealand. Let's put things into perspective. India has by far been the best team in ODI cricket and also in Test cricket for a very long time, but they've not won a single ICC tournament since 2013, when they last won the Champions Trophy against Mahendra Singh Dhoni. After which, India has lost in the knockout stages of 8 ICC tournaments from 2014 to 2023. And they include 2 World Test Championship finals. There's a T20 final, there's a Champions Trophy final. So India has lost about 8 games. They've lost 4 semi-final knockouts and they've lost 4 final knockouts. And I remember being in some of these stadiums when India has actually lost. The 2015 semi-finals in Sydney, for instance, where India was very well positioned to win that game, but they lost it. And of course, the T20 in Australia last year, when India was by far one of the best teams, and they couldn't make it. So coming to tomorrow's semi-finals, of course, people will say, and very rightly so, that the way India is playing in this particular World Cup has been phenomenal. Their bowling has been razor sharp and absolutely menacing. The batsmen have completely dominated the game, especially in the opening overs, and then the later batsmen have settled down. And whenever India has lost a few quick wickets, especially the game against Australia, the very first game, and then the game against England in Lucknow, when India were in trouble. But you always had somebody rescuing India. If it was Rohit who rescued India against Australia in Chennai, when other batsmen fell cheaply. Sorry, not Rohit. K. Rahul played a very good innings there, and the other thing was when Virat Kohli failed, you had Rohit Sharma and others taking care of it. And when Rohit Sharma failed, you had Virat, you had Rahul, and somebody else to back up, and you had Shreyas. So the idea is that the Indian batting is extremely well-rounded and well-positioned to face off any threats. But let's again not forget the reality of the situation, because India is playing a team called New Zealand. And New Zealand has been India's nemesis in knockout stages. In 2019, we all remember India had about 220 to chase, and they fell short. They got all out for 208. But their batting was an absolute ruins, and they lost such quick wickets. They were 4 for 1, 5 for 2, 5 for 3, 24 for 4, 92 for 6, when an amazing partnership between Dhoni and Jadeja took the score to 200, 208, 207, 8 for 7. And then the last 3 wickets finally, fell, which led India to lose just by 18 runs. So the point here is that India cannot afford to choke at all against this New Zealand batting or bowling. Because the New Zealand bowling, of course, is got some very tricky customers. They've got 2 left-arm bowlers, Trent Boult and Mitchell Santner, who can create havoc at any point of time. And we do know that if there's a little weakness that the Indian team has, it's against left-arm bowling. And Boult has troubled India. Shaheen Shah Afridi, if you recall, in the Champions Trophy, troubled India like anything. And even a player like Van der Merwe, who's a left-arm spinner from Netherlands, who got Virat Kohli bowled 2 days ago in that game with the beauty. So that's one area of vulnerability that India does have against left-arm bowling. The other issue is that the New Zealand batting has been an absolute top form, even though they scored about 274 odd in the game they played against India and Dharamshala in the league stages. But if Darren Mitchell, Glenn Phillips, and Rachin Ravindra all fire, not to speak of the old warhorse, Kane Williamson. The point is that this is actually one of the finest batting lineups in this whole tournament. alongside India's. So they have some great batters, and they also have very seasoned campaigners. And of course, the Indian team is equally strong, if not stronger, on paper. But both the teams are aware of what happened in 2019. There are 5 players from New Zealand and 5 players from India who will, in all likelihood, be in the playing 11 tomorrow, who were playing in the 2019 semi-final in Manchester, which India lost, which I just spoke about. Ken Williamson, Mitchell Santner, Trent Bolt, Jimmy Neesham, and Tom Latham. They were there in 2019, they'll be there tomorrow as well. From the Indian team, of course, you have Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Ravindra Jadeja, and Jasprit Bumrah are the 5 guys who were there in the 2019 team and are going to be here. So these 10 people who are on the park know what it's all about. So what India needs to do very clearly is not do anything different. They need to go out, and if they are batting first, ideally they should win the. If they win the toss, they should bat first. It's a no-brainer. They should be chasing under lights in Mumbai, and the wicket will slow down a lot towards the end, as we've seen. So the Mumbai wicket does slow down towards the end. So India should, without any doubt whatsoever, bat first. So, and if they bat first, I think both Rohit and Shubman Gill should adopt the fiery, aggressive approach that they have adopted. Because if they get bogged down against the New Zealand bowling initially and not get them out of the park and not take advantage of the field restrictions in the first 10 overs when there are only 2 fielders in the team, that's the only time when you can hit your shots freely. You can take your off shots, take risks, and not get caught out. So Rohit and Shubman have been doing. They've been getting scores of 60, 64, 70, 74. They got in 2 matches they got about 91 in the power play. So I think that's the kind of target that they should look at least between 70 and 80. If they get in the power play, even if they slow down later and they lose a few wickets, or even if they slow down during that period in the middle overs, you will still have Virat if he plays a long innings, Rahul, Shreyas, and others to kind of build the innings together even at a lesser rate and take it up to the 35th over. If they take it up to the 35th over, then you have somebody like Surya Kumar Yadav coming in. Then Surya and Jadeja are amazing finishers. So the last 10 overs, India should aim to be in a situation where you have Surya and Jadeja having about 60 balls to play. And those 60 balls are going to be crucial. See, these are all in theory ideal situations. Of course, when you get out to the park, you never know what happens on match day. But this is India's ideal situation. While India is bowling, when you come to bowling, whether they are bowling first or if they're bowling second, the idea is for Bumrah, Shami, and Siraj to bowl those nagging lengths as they've been doing now, bowling sharp, not bowling too short, and picking up wickets. That's going to be the key. If you don't pick up wickets of people like Glenn Phillips and Rachin Ravindra and these guys, if you don't get their wickets, and Ken Williamson, if you don't get their wickets quickly, then they are going to take the game out of your hand. So it's very, very important to do that. And it's very important even for the spinners, especially if India is bowling at night. If New Zealand is changing, that's the time when Kuldeep and Jadeja are going to come in very, 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 very handy. So everybody has to be up to the mark. Last but not the least, I'll go back to one aspect of India's cricket, which has been very good, but could be a little better, which is fielding. Because New Zealand are on the top fielding sides, they will easily add 15 runs to their kitty by just saving 15 runs on the field. And India, of course, you have your Jadeja, KL Rahul is keeping beautifully behind the stumps. You have Shreyas Iyer who's fielded well, and not to speak of Kohli, he's always very good. But you must understand that the fielding is an 11-member game. Everybody on that park has to put their body on the line, ensure that the ones don't get converted to twos and the twos don't get converted to threes. So they need to really feel well, take all the catches, and ultimately a very good fielding effort along with the bowling and batting effort will complement it. It's going to be a cracker of a game, there's no doubt about it. And though New Zealand has been ranked 4, they lost some matches in a row. But they are very, very tricky customers, and this is one side India would have least wanted to face in the semi-finals. So there's no need for India to be kind of nervous, but India need to be aware of the situation and the Bombay wicket. You must understand that the Bombay wicket is not a 350 run wicket. It is a 280 wicket and a 290 wicket. If you keep your wickets intact, you will get those 280 runs. If you start aiming for a 350 target right at the beginning, you might end up getting all of 180, 190. So the idea is to keep about figure of 270, 280, and then let your bowlers do the job. And if New Zealand is batting first, make sure you restrict them to about 250, because anywhere between 270 and 280 is going to be difficult to chase. So this is where the equation lies, and the entire nation's hopes are on India. Everything will come to a standstill. The elections in the Hindi heartland, everything else that's happening around the country will stop, and Indians all over the world, from Atlanta to Australia, will tune in, because nothing gets bigger than a World Cup semi-final. The only thing that does get bigger than a World Cup semi-final is a final, and that's where India would like to reach on the 19th in Ahmedabad. Till then, let's as neutral cricket observers, let's hope for a great game. For Indian fans, one hopes India wins, but as cricket lovers, let's look at a very good, gripping, exciting final, because you have some amazing cricketers, some of the best cricketers in the world, who will be on the park tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Herald TV is all set to showcase the excitement ahead of the much-awaited match.